and welcome to my very first YouTube video. This is so strange. I'm filming this on my front camera with like the landscape mode on, which is so strange because I'm so used to filming on TikTok the other way around. But anyways, I thought I would introduce myself and we are going to fill up my brand new TBR cart that I got for Christmas. I'm probably going to do it by genre, so fantasy on the bottom, romance here, and maybe thriller. I have my little jar here with all my little bookmarks and my pens and stuff like that in it. And I'm hoping to make a little TBR jar as well with like loads of little prompts on it. I see people do this all the time and I think it would really kind of help me get through my TBR. I have about 90-ish books, over 90 books anyway on my physical TBR, and I really need to get through them. One of my intentions this year is to be a little bit more mindful when I'm buying books and like, you know, trying to avoid a little bit of the overconsumption with books, because it's so easy to fall into that kind of hole of going in and just doing a big book haul every time you go into a bookshop. And I know you're supporting authors and everything like that when you're doing that, but I'm buying them quicker than I can read them. One of my intentions for this year is to be a little bit more mindful. I'm going to shop my own bookshelf. I'm going to make use of my library a little bit more. And I'm gonna make use of my Kindle Unlimited because I feel like I don't read enough Kindle books because I have so many physical books and I have such good books downloaded from Kindle Unlimited that I really need to make use of them. And if I keep looking over there, I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to like figure out where I am on the camera and I just need to be facing you guys all the time. So if you have any tips or tricks or videos that you'd like to see or you'd like to see me do, this page is mainly going to be for like bookish content, just me yapping about books. TikTok is absolutely amazing and BookTok is amazing, but I yap a bit too much and I feel like I need a different outlet to just sit down and chill, have a cup of coffee, you know, go through my day. And then if I have days where I have things to do like this, where I'm yapping away and stuff like that, I just feel YouTube is a better outlet for me. And definitely let me know like what other booktubers you like to watch. I watch a couple. I'm trying to find like other Irish booktubers, but I can't find like barely any. So if you know of any, tag them down below or send me a message or something like that. My socials are down below, my Instagram, my BookTok page. And yeah, if you could follow me on them, that'd be great and I'd love your support. So a little bit about me then. My name is Rebecca and I'm from Ireland, obviously. So I'm from the Midlands, but I live in a county on the west of Ireland for work, and I live here with my boyfriend in our little house. I absolutely love books. I've always loved books, I've always loved reading, but this year I hurt my ankle really bad while I was playing hockey, so I play field hockey, and just like as a social kind of a thing. And I hurt my ankle really bad last April. I had to have my foot up for like weeks and weeks, and I had like it was just a really bad injury that I had. So that injury kind of set me back a little bit, so I couldn't really go and do things as much as I wanted to, especially during the summer. So I was kind of sitting at home and I was reading. Like I've always read, but I really amped up my reading. And during the summer I was just kind of bored because I couldn't do as much as I wanted to do. So I just set up a Bookstagram page first, then I went on to BookTok, and now not even a full year later, I am now starting a YouTube channel because I've realized how much I like to yap. And then the genres that I kind of like to read, I'll read anything, honestly. Fiction, non-fiction, fantasy, romance, thriller. I'd say my top kind of genres would definitely be fantasy, whether it's romantasy or high fantasy, it doesn't matter. I did start out with Akatar and Throne of Glass, Kill Me, Sue Me, whatever, to get me into my romantasy kind of era. Since then I've found some really good fantasy books. The Priory of the Orange Tree is definitely one of them. I love magical realism. Romance would probably be one of the genres that I don't read enough of. I love historical fiction, I love domestic fiction, and yeah, a good thriller as well never goes astray. But I will read absolutely anything. Yeah, that's basically it. If you have any questions below, or if I think of any more questions or anything you want to know about me, I'll pop it in the description below as well. But please comment and like, you know, if you want to get to know me or ask me a question or anything like that. But without further ado, I will go through all the books that I have and try and figure out what ones I'm going to put on this cart, and hopefully we can get to read them. I think I'll do my little TBR jar thing tomorrow. I'll go to the shop and see can I find a nice little one, or even like make one myself, we'll see. And then I will hopefully do my January hopefuls then from that jar and this cart. So let's go.
the next day. I'm feeling a little bit poorly today. I have like a bit of a sore throat. My sinuses are a bit sore. It was inevitable that I was going to get it at some point because everybody around me during Christmas was sick, so excuse my voice. I'm going to go through and research some TBR jar prompts and stuff like that for my little TBR cart, and ones that are kind of suitable for the books that are on the cart as well, because I don't want to be like pulling out of the jar and it's a prompt and it has not, like, I can't find a book on my cart that has nothing got to do with the prompt. So I'm going to try and match it up as best as I can, and then hopefully I'm going to film a January hopefuls video using my little jar. I might have to go up to the shop later on or on my lunch break to get a jar, because I don't think I have one lying around here anywhere. I'm trying to look around me, I don't think I do. So yeah, I'm going to research a couple of prompts. I also got some messages on TikTok where I posted the video of me filling up my cart as well, so they gave me some ideas for prompts, which is really nice. So yeah, I'm going to do that now. So I got a little TBR jar for like $2.50 in deals. It's a perfect little size as well. I just need to take all the stuff out of it. I have all my prompts done. These are my Kindle prompts, and then the pink ones are going to be the ones for the books on my cart. So yeah, I'm going to cut them up now and put them into the jar. So we have put all the prompts in the jar now. It's really cute. All the yellow ones are the Kindle prompts and all the pink ones are my physical prompts for what's on my cart here. Literally just filmed for TikTok for the prompts, like me pulling the prompts out of the jar. So unfortunately I already know what the books are that I picked. I'm going to just show you the prompts that I took out and the books that I picked. I'll roll them back up and I'll show you each prompt that I took. So I picked 5 books in total, 2 on the Kindle and 3 from my physical TBR. And I have to say, the books that I picked I wouldn't have picked normally. So these TBR prompts are actually really useful and really helpful, I'd say, for getting through the TBR. Okay, so we'll do the first physical one. So these are the 3 that I picked out, and then these are the 2 for the Kindle. So the first one I picked out, or one of the ones that I picked out, was a book that's less than 300 pages. So I actually had 3 books in this category on my little shelf here. I had Tales from the Cafe, which is the second book in the Before the Coffee Gets Cold series, which I absolutely adored the first book of. And then I have this one, which is The Days at the Murasaki Bookshop, which is also less than 200 pages. And I really want to read this one because it sounds amazing. And I love those kind of Japanese translated books. So the one I ended up going with though was 6 Scorched Roses, because this is 211 pages. And I really want to get to the second book of the series, The Ashes and the Wings of Night, or whatever it's called. And everyone keeps telling me to read this first. So I picked this one. So that's the first book of the month. The second one that I picked out was a Kindle book. And it was this one, which is a book with a colour in the title, which is perfect because I really wanted to read Quicksilver this month. So I'm going to be reading this on the Kindle. I downloaded it on Kindle Unlimited before Christmas, and I'm pretty sure you can still get it on Kindle Unlimited. But yeah, Quicksilver on the Kindle is going to be my first Kindle read of the month. Then I picked another physical one. So this is, I can't even read it backwards, sorry. A book that has been on your shelf the longest. Oh yeah, so the book that has been on my shelf the longest that's on this cart was House of Flame and Shadow by Sarah J Maas. So I think this has been on my shelf since before I ever even started BookTok or Bookstagram or anything like that. And it's really chunky. Not that I don't love a chunky book. It's just, I've heard such many mixed reviews and I wish I hadn't, because it kind of put me off reading it. I've read every other book. I've read Throne of Glass, the other 2 books from this Crescent City series. I've read Akater. This is the only book left, and I've just been putting it off because I think I'm really highly anticipating it, and I've seen so many people didn't love it. We have to bite the bullet sometime, and what better time than January. So that's the second book, physical book, that we're going to be reading this month. And the other Kindle book was, I think, one with 3 words in the title. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so a book with a 3-word title. So I have a couple of thrillers on my Kindle that I downloaded from Kindle Unlimited, and they all pretty much had a 3-word title. But the one that I went for was The Silent Scream by Angela Marsons. I'm just realising now that that is actually 2 words. So we're going to have to pick another one. So let's go back out. I thought it was The Silent Scream, but it's not. Okay, we'll pick the next one beside it, which is The Missing Ones by Patricia Gibney. Is she Irish? I'm not sure. Anyway, we are going to read The Missing Ones by Patricia Gibney. It says it's an absolutely gripping thriller with a twist. Well, it's not going to be a thriller without a twist, is it? Anyways, that's going to be our second Kindle book of the month, which is a thriller. And then the last physical book prompt that I took out was a book with the longest title on your shelf. Now, this book is really cool. It's something completely different to what I would normally pick up for myself, but I was actually reached out to on Instagram by the publishing house Faber, and they asked me would I read this and review this book for them. And I think it's actually like a young adult / children's book, but it is The Restaurant at the Edge of the World, and it is basically a graphic novel. So it's like, it reminds me so much of like the Dandies and the Beanos and all that, but it's giving me like Legends and Lattes kind of vibes. The front of it says, "A villainous boss, magical bet, may the best cook win." And the cover is just so cool. I absolutely love it. So this is going to be really cool, and I was kind of in a bit of a reading slump in December, so I am looking forward to reading this. I might read this first. So I got sent this book in like November or December or something like that, and when I was flicking through it, I was like, oh, this is so cool. And I got such a wave of nostalgia because I used to love reading like the Dandies and the Beanos and all that when I was a kid, and I absolutely loved them. So this is going to be something different for me to read, and I cannot wait to get into it. I absolutely loved Legends and Lattes. I read that as a buddy read last October, and I loved it. It was really like low stakes, cozy kind of fantasy, and this seems like it's going to be like that too. So I'm really looking forward to it. So to recap, the 3 physical books that we are going to be reading is the 6 Scorched Roses novella, the Crescent City last book by Sarah J Maas, and the graphic novel The Restaurant at the Edge of the World. And the 2 Kindle books we are going to be reading is The Missing Ones by Patricia Gibney and Quicksilver by Callie Hart, and I'm really excited. We might not get to all of them. I kind of don't mind if I don't get to all of them, but I do want to definitely read that Crescent City book and just get it out of the way. I might love it. Like, I don't know why I was listening to everybody's reviews. I was trying to avoid them, but it's so hard to avoid everything on like all the social media when you're scrolling through stuff. So yeah, and there's my little TBR jar. I love it now. That was so fun. I think I'm going to do like all my monthly hopefuls videos with my TBR jar just until we get through a good bit of these books, and then I still have to add books to this cart. I don't have every single book that I've not read on this cart. It was just, I didn't want to overwhelm myself or intimidate myself by putting too many books on the bloody thing. Yeah, thanks for following along, and we'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.